I am so glad that all of you could have joined me again for another episode of the Beginner's Home Guide. We are now on episode 5, and if you have missed all 4 of the other episodes, you can just go onto my YouTube or social media to find some snippets. But all the full episodes are on YouTube, and we went through what it is like to be a buyer, a brand new buyer in the home market. You don't know what to do, so we went through all the individual steps and some things that you need to know. In later episodes, we will go into more details, some more information that you might need. But if you have any questions, please drop a comment below. If you're watching on my social media, you can also drop a comment and we're going to answer some questions that you have. Very first time we've went through the process of buying, you've bought your house, it's been, I don't know, a couple of years down the line, and you decide, okay, it's time for me to sell. What do I do? So obviously you need to select an agent that you would like to work on your property, sell your house. I just want to let you know that when you are selecting agents, you can select more than one. If you do trust someone, a single person, to sell it, in a certain amount of time, maybe you're really desperate and you need to get it sold really quickly and you get a really reputable agent to do that, you can definitely do that. And there's 3 different kinds of mandates that you work on. A sole mandate, which is an individual agent, and you are not allowed to use another agent for the time frame specified in that contract. A dual mandate being 2 agents on your property and listing your property. And then you can have an open mandate, which is multiple agents. Obviously, you can probably cut it off at some point after like maybe 10 agents if you've decided you signed enough paperwork and you've got enough exposure. But just do know that having too many agents on your property can give off some sort of sense of desperation, which you don't necessarily want, because then you're going to get clients that come in with really low ball offers, when they're like, oh my gosh, we can see this person's desperate, let's just put in an offer and see if they'll budge, which we obviously don't want to do. And remember, we discussed in the very, very first episode of the Beginner's Home Guide, uh, you know, deciphering whether you're or figuring out whether the agent that you just selected is real. Remember, we said you needed to take a look at their FFC certificate and if they are still registered with the PPRA. So those are really important things. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself into some a pretty scammy jiff if you don't work with a registered agent. But yeah, you need to make sure of those things, that they're registered with the PPRA and so on. But also remember, there are other factors. When you sign this mandate, you're going to have to pay an agent a percentage commission, right? And taking a cheaper agent isn't necessarily better. And cheaper, I mean like, oh my gosh, they charge like really low commission. Yeah, I'm going to go with them because I don't want to pay. If you're gonna do that, you might just get really bad service. So a cheaper agent doesn't necessarily mean, I'm still gonna get a great service. Sometimes you might not. Okay, so you really just have to work with an agent that is confident in their abilities. So if an agent's gonna tell you, listen, I want 6% commission, and you consider they're really confident in their presentation, you at least know this is someone that is confident, they know what they're doing, they've come to you really well prepared, and then you need to be in a position to say, well, listen, I'm willing to pay then for the service that this agent is going to provide me with. And it's also, I think it's important to select an agent that comes to you with a full presentation of how they're going to go about the listing, what kind of marketing is going to be involved, what do they expect in the current market trends, stuff like that, coming to you with a report, as the seller, just so that you can see that they're well prepared and they know what they're talking about. And usually a registered agent with registered companies kind of do know what they're talking about. We do get trained very well. But like I say, just because they're asking for a lower commission doesn't necessarily mean that, oh my gosh, I need to go with them. It doesn't really work that way. But yeah, so if an agent comes to you and is confident in what they're saying and they ask for a specific commission, you are in a position to negotiate. Don't get me wrong. You can take it. You can say, hey, listen, can we rather work on a 5% or a 5.5%, whatever. You do have negotiating power as a seller, so please don't feel that the agent has the final say, although that when we do come to you with a number, we are most definitely confident in the number that we have asked for, because we know our abilities and we know the exposure that we can get you. When you are ready to sell, okay, there's a couple of things that I suggest you as the seller know when you are now in a presentation with an agent. So get this information before the two of you have a meeting, or how many of you have a meeting regarding listing your property. And the kinds of things that we as agents usually like to know is, how much do you have left on your bond? Are you behind on any rates and levies payments that you've been paying in? Say, are you staying in a complex or in a estate and you're paying levies and so on? Are you behind on those payments? So we just take all those numbers and all of those figures into consideration, right? And the next thing that we do help you out with, or we should as an agent be helping you out with, is canceling the bond that you have. That then applies if you have a bond, right? For the property that you currently own and you want to sell. So if you do have a bond, we usually help you with the bond cancellation process. So just a quick episode, some quick tips for the day. Yeah, just remember those things. Please also, you as the seller, be prepared in the meeting with an agent. As much as an agent should be prepared, I think the seller should be prepared. You know, you can also go and conduct your own research, but at the end of the day, please trust our judgment as an agent. We do have experience, we have been trained, we know what to look for, we know how to give the best advice. So please do trust us. We are only there to help. We're not there to steal your money. We're there to assist you and give you great service. If you are looking at selling but haven't really decided that you'd like to put your house on the market immediately, because maybe some trends are up and down and you might not think you're going to get the full value for your property, that's perfectly fine. You can also reach out to an agent perhaps in your area, agent that you know, a reputable one as well, to give you a market analysis depending on the research that we pull as agents. We do get access to quite exclusive numbers, which will help us to give you a more in-depth idea of how much your property would be worth. You can reach out to an agent to assist you with that valuation, just to give you a good estimate of how much your property might be worth. And maybe we can get you the best value maybe at another point in time, maybe a couple of months from, you know, the time that you do your valuation. And maybe you just like to see what the trends look like, what the economy looks like, but we can definitely assist you with that at any time.